everyone, welcome back. Today's video is going to be inspired by an email that I actually received from Beautycounter, and it was talking about the French girl look, so like the French girl style of makeup, and it featured two products which I'm going to be incorporating today, and I'm excited to just do an effortless, classy makeup look. So let's go ahead and get started. I am first going to start off with foundation. We're going to go in with the Beautycounter Tint Skin Hydrating Foundation. I have the shade Sand. I'm going to use my IT Cosmetics number 7 brush to just apply this all over. Next, I'm just going to go in a little bit with my sponge and start to just pounce that over the skin to make sure everything looks nice and even. I want to keep the coverage pretty light because the French girl style makeup is something that just looks effortless. So you don't want to be looking like you're wearing a lot of makeup, so I want to keep it as light and natural as I can, while still giving myself some grace and covering up some blemishes and whatnot. So I'm going to go in with a little bit more foundation on this area here. Next is going to be concealer. I'm going to go in with the Touch-up Concealer pen from Beautycounter, and this is the shade Fair. I'm going to use this to highlight under my eyes and a couple other places on my face. So I like to apply this mostly towards like this inner corner here, and then I use my brush to kind of spread it out. And then I'm also going to bring it up onto my eyelids because I want to make sure that space is just nice and even. I'm going to use my new Ulta concealer brush, the buffing brush, to kind of spread that and tap it in. Next, I'm going to go in with my sponge and make sure that that is nice and blended out. And just another thing that I like to do, and I just forgot to do this real quick, I like to put concealer around this part of my mouth because I feel like it's too choppy if I have highlighted areas up here and not anything down here. I don't know, it's just a personal preference, and that's usually what I like to do. So I'm going to blend that in real quick. I think it balances the highlight out. I'm going to use the shade Light to help cover up that pimple here and a couple of dark spots. So I'm going to apply that and just let it sit here for a minute because it can get a little bit more full coverage by doing that. So I'm just going to let it sit. Next, I'm going to go in with my Ilia Soft Focus finishing powder and apply this underneath my eyes and my T-zone to make sure that makeup is nice and set. I'm going to use my Sigma F35 brush to do that. It's a tapered highlighter brush and it's super soft. I love this for under the eyes. So I'm just going to press this in under here. I'm going to take my concealer in the shade Fair and kind of chisel out my cheekbones a little bit. So I'm going to apply this right under here. And then I'm going to set that blemish area with my powder and just press in. I'm going to go in with a light touch of bronzer, and I'm going to use my Beautycounter bronzer in the shade Dune, just hitting the outsides of my face because we're going to be a French girl in the summer. And then I'm going to take a little bit on the sides of my nose. Next, I'm going to do my brows, and I did a technique yesterday using a new brush, and I really liked it, and it gave me those hair-like strokes of a natural fluffy brow that I've really been trying to do lately. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills 7B brush with my Lolo Eyebrow Duo powder in the shade Medium. Okay, so the eyebrows are done. I really do love the effect that that brush gives. It's definitely one of my favorite brushes for eyebrows, if not actually my favorite. So highly recommend checking that out if you like to use powders or pomades for your eyebrows. It's the 7B brush. Highly recommend. Next, I'm going to go on to eyeshadow. It's going to be very light, but the palette that I'm going to go into is the Statement palette from Beautycounter. I like this palette because it has some really good light shimmer tones. The shade Flaxen and Cider, they're gorgeous colors. And I'm actually only going to use the shade Flaxen and use my finger to just apply that to my lid. So first I'm going to make sure the creases are out, and I'm actually going to set it with a little bit of powder. Just real quickly going over that. Then going in with my finger in the shade Flaxen. This is just such a pretty shade. Just going to put this all over my eyelid. And kind of use my finger to put that up into the crease a little bit too. I actually think that I'm going to take a flat brush and push this darker shade into my lash line a little bit, not really making it look like an eyeliner, but just giving a little bit of thickness to my lash line. So I'm going to take my Morphe M432 and I'm just gonna push this, like wiggle it right at the base of my lashes. And that's it. So I'm gonna curl my lashes and we're just gonna keep it to mascara. Again, that French girl look is just very effortless, so no false lashes today. Going in with my Honest Beauty mascara, I'm gonna apply the primer first. Okay, now for the fun part. I'm so excited. These were the two products that Beautycounter actually used on the model to create this look. And the first one is going to be the Color Intense lipstick in the shade Beautycounter Red. This is just an iconic color for us. And right now you can get it in limited edition packaging. The packaging is so amazing and it says powered by people. And it's just the most beautiful orangey red, made to flatter all skin tones. So if you think that you cannot pull off a red lip, just swipe it on. You most certainly can. I feel like anybody can pull off a red lip. So pretty. So I'm gonna apply this very lightly and kind of blend it out with my fingers a little bit. I don't want it to be just too bold. So I'm gonna apply it with a bullet first. And then I'm gonna use my finger. I don't want it to be like perfect or focus too much on getting a straight line with applying this, because the whole point is for it to be effortless. So I'm just gonna build up the color until I kind of get the pigment that I want. But I'm gonna keep using my finger and blot it. Because I kind of want it to look lived in, if that makes sense. Okay, so I think I've built up kind of what I was wanting for my lips. And next I'm going to take the leftover lipstick that I have on my finger and apply it to my cheeks. So that's it. And then I'm gonna use my sponge to kind of blend it out a little bit. But I am still gonna use a blush, and the one that Beautycounter used on the model was the shade Melon. It's so pretty, and I think it will complement this look so much. So it doesn't need a lot. I'm just gonna take my same Japanesque brush that I use for the powder and just lightly dab it in the blush, and then we're just gonna press onto the cheeks. I think that looks really pretty. I like that color combo. To top off the cheeks, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a cream highlighter. I couldn't find my Beautycounter Pearl Glow, so if you have that, that will definitely work. But I'm going to use my RMS Living Luminizer for this. And on a clean finger, I'm just gonna work my finger in there and then apply that to the tops of my cheeks. The littlest bit on the tip of my nose here, a little bit on my nose on the bridge, and just the littlest bit on my Cupid's bow. Then I have some leftover foundation on the back of my hand that I'm just going to take that concealer brush and just go along my lip line on the corners and the bottom. So this is the finished look of the French girl inspired makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed following along today, and make sure to like and subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.